Hello everybody, it is ABC April day 2, meaning it is the letter B. So I have decided that B stands for beads. I am going to do some beading on some dangles and charms that I'm making for a new journal I'm working on, which, in case you hadn't guessed, is bird themed. This will have another bird on, but I need to do some more stamping. So it doesn't have one yet. So I have gone ahead and attached my strings that I'm going to bead on to most. I'm going to attach them to these two. So I've done it two different ways. This one I just knotted on. I think that one's just knotted on. That's perhaps a slip knot and then knotted. But here I'm going to slide this through. And then pull that out. Oh, I'll pull my paper clip out. I might need to see if that needs re-gluing. And then just to make it so it doesn't slip like I did on this one, just added a little knot there. So this one is a paper clip. My intention is that it will slide on the edge of a page. Let me find something to let's have a rummage in my scrap drawer for a piece of something, piece of packaging. So that will slide on, dangle down the edge. Same with this one. I think I'm just going to attach this one the same way. I like how it sits this way. This one's also a paper clip. I mean, to be fair, other than this one, they are all paper clips, or they all have a paper clip component. Oh, that white one's not at all even. I mean, I'm not bothered about them being exactly the same length, but I'd quite like for them to be somewhat even. So obviously we can have some variation in the length of a dangle. But I don't want one super short and the rest of them long. That one. I think that's going to look lovely down the side of a page. This one does have a paper clip inside it, but when I got to thinking, because I didn't have any big paper clips left, this is my last big paper clip, I'm going to have to buy some more. It was just gonna, if I used it as a paper clip, I mean, it doesn't want to, so if I was using it as a paper clip, it was going to stick up way too far off of my page. So I decided that I wouldn't glue that down to this other side of the paper clip. I decided I'm going to leave it open so that it will glue over the edge of a page, and then that will dangle down the page. This one's just on I've put it onto a bulb pin. Just a little ring from my beading set. Just looped my things around that. I've just clipped it onto a clip just to make it easier. I think what I'll probably do is, I think last time I did something like this, I used one of my scrap drawers and clipped it to the edge, and then in some sort of way, I think I then, oh, you can't even see, can you? So I used my scrap drawer and put a clip on, and then I think I pinned, just do it, Carla, don't pretend, just do. Pinned that to there, and then bead from there, but it was a much longer one that I did it on. It was, ooh, if I can get it, this dangle, oh gosh, camera back the right way. It was this dangle on the edge of this journal that I did last time. I do quite like this one. So these items are going to go into this journal eventually, but it's still very blank. So you might find a lot of my ABC April things possibly are bird themed because, well, I'm making things to go in my bird journal. So I'm just going to pause my video for a minute and gather everything else that I need because I haven't got my beading mat out. All my things are still in my tub beside me, so I'll get out the bits I want. I'm probably not going to bead all of these with you, but they will all be done by the time the video's done. So I'll be right back. Right, I'm back with some, oh, I didn't turn that on. Some slightly different lighting. I got called off to one side by the children. I have gathered together some beads. I have put on a beading needle. These make life so much easier. Just because it is B day, or the day for B, I have unfortunately only had 2 B letters, so I just grabbed a couple of other random ones. I thought maybe one letter on each project. So I don't particularly have anything in particular planned. I'm just gonna wing it because that's just the way I roll. I think I'll leave a pearl for the end, maybe. Shall I? Am I overthinking this? And then we just thread beads onto the beading needle. I just put these on my mat in any old order. And I'm just going to go down the line. That one didn't want to go through. A little one. In fact, I'll put an M on here. Because why not? And then we'll start back down this end of the line again. I hope you've all had a good day. I haven't had a bad day. I went to spend some time with my mum, who's had some health issues recently. But she's doing quite well at the moment on her recovery path. And it was nice to see her a little bit upbeat. Oh, that one's jumped into the wrong section. I'll have to fix that. I can't leave that there. Why? I do love having these nails, but sometimes they just make things a bit difficult. And then let's have a pearl. So I don't want this to be very short, but I also don't want it to be very long. But I think because it's on quite a large paper clip, this one can probably be a bit longer than the cat's laying on some it's a file folder that's on my bed. She decided that now is the perfect time, when she's been laid asleep for the past, couple of hours, to get up and reposition herself on something a little bit noisier. So yeah, while I was with my mum today, I've talked her into, my mum likes a good shopping spree and has quite a collection of clothes, shall we say. So she's been having a bit of a clear out. That one ran away. So we're just gonna get rid of them all and donate them all, and I talked her into let me help her list them on Vinted because, well, a couple of quid in your pocket's better than a spit in the eye, innit? Where's my pokey tool? Just to slide that knot a little, because I don't mind there being some slack on the string, but I don't want it to be flopping around all over the place. Don't know what's going on with this light today, but I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it seems like it's flickering a bit, which is getting rather irritating. I might have to have a look, pause and have a look at that. Oh, of course that knot didn't go line on top of the other one. How many knots do you need to put in a piece of string? The answer would be as many as it takes. That's better. Ah, that's one little string. I'm just going to pause this video and have a look at this light. Bear with me. Right, hopefully that's a bit better. I've just turned it up a bit in the brightness. Let's see if that helps. Right, next. Thread the next string. I am sure this is much easier if you don't have acrylic nails. Oh, good lord. Let's go on the twine this time because it's the first one I picked up. And then let's just go the other way because why not? I think this light is still flickering. It's going to drive me insane. Don't know why it's doing that because it didn't do it yesterday. Oh, runaway bead again. Oof. Oh, I don't want to split my beading needle. That does not want to go through there. Ooh, why is that? I'm guessing that twine's just little. Okay, then we won't put those ones on this one. I don't know why I've just taken that off the needle. Right, let's pick a different one for this one. What shall we go with? Shall we go with some purple, some light purple? Some light purples for the twine ones, since those don't fit. And that one there that's jumped into the browns. And while I've got doing that, let's get some more of these pearls out. Can I do it this way? I don't think I want that very big one. It's a bit too big. They're a bit staticky, these ones. Like they don't want to come out and they're sticking to me. Right, let's see how far that gets us. Oh, I'm going to have to rethread this now. Should have done this while I'd paused, shouldn't I? Right. Ever the professional. Right. Where were we? Purple. It's a big one, look at that. It's like a double one. And that one's misshapen. Right. Purple. Light grey. It's like a pearlescent grey, I like that. Oh, caught it. You shall not escape. I feel like this, I might have been a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I think I've overestimated my beading speed with the amount of things I've prepared for me to do here. I don't think I'm going to get them all done. Otherwise it'll be day 3 in C by the time I get it done. But unfortunately I've just not had time to film this any earlier. Ooh. Ooh, do you know what I could put on? Some buttons. That's a burr as well. You can tell I work in a primary school, can't you? Burr. Burr for button. Burr for bead. Well, I've got those to the side as well. They're here, look. These are some paper beads that I made a couple of weeks back. These are some charms that I already beaded a few weeks back, but that would be a bit like cheating, wouldn't it, if I just put those on. I might on 1 or 2 of them maybe, although I have already put strings on them now, haven't I? Purple. And how far do we want to go? I don't want them all exactly the same length. I'm thinking that might be okay for this one. Don't want them all to look the same. Honestly, that cat's not moved in hours and now she just can't keep still. They just know when you need them to not be a distraction and be noisy, don't they? And they do the exact opposite like children do. So what do we all usually do while we're crafting? I frequently like to stick on an audiobook while I'm crafting. Right, that's 2 beads, 2 strands. Yeah, I quite like an audiobook. I won't lie, they are quite frequently smutty. Who doesn't love a smutty novel? I think I'm going to start with the grey this time. Yeah, a smutty novel, whether it's just a romance or a fantasy. I do like a good book, but I am also trying to intersperse some classics, because actually, even though I love the smut and the more modern romance novels, one of my favourite all-time books is actually Pride and Prejudice. I've read it quite a few times. I thoroughly enjoy it. I just really like it. I don't know quite what it is about it. I mean, in generally speaking, I do like a period drama. So at the moment, my audiobook is Sense and Sensibility, which I have watched the series. Were it a film? Gosh, I can't remember. And I quite enjoyed that. So, and I actually think I do think it was a series I watched for Sense and Sensibility. It could have been a film, but either way, it was quite close to the book, so I can sort of see it all happening in my head with... Oh goodness, I didn't catch that one. What a bouncer. Yeah, I can see it all happening in my head from watching the I want to say it was a series. I'm really caught up on this, aren't I? So I'm quite enjoying the book. I am then also reading a more modern romance, a good old brother's best friend romance novel. Which is alright. I'd tell you what it's called, but I don't remember. I'm terrible at remember titles for books. Recently did Road of Burns, which I was in a massive reading slump. I was enjoying the book. It was just taking me forever to get through. Myself and 2 other colleagues at work were doing it, and one of my colleagues literally zoomed through it in a matter of days. And I took almost 3 months. So, yeah. Well, it will have been 3 months. I'm sure it was sometime in March when I finished it. So yeah, the book club didn't work quite the way we thought it would. My colleague absolutely reads much faster than the other 2 of us. So we're just using it as a bit of a book recommendation. Now we all recommend books to each other. I think I'm going to finish this one on a big pearl. And I recently did Conform. I did that on audiobook. Yes, I liked Conform. I enjoyed that one. It was really good. It gave sort of Hunger Games vibes, somewhat mixed with sort of almost Handmaid's Tale, you know, with the red cloaks and the bonnets and, you know, women not having any worth and just being for breeding and such. It gave me those sort of vibes. Although I didn't do very much of Handmaid's Tale, I was actually thinking I should maybe try that series. I don't watch much though. I'm more of a reader and audiobook. I like to have something to do while I'm listening or watching. Oh, I am waffling today, aren't I? Right, I think we've got just enough grey here to do one more strand. And then... can I do it again? What else can I waffle about? Ooh, did you watch the new Peaky Blinders film? Love a bit of Peaky Blinders. When I first watched the film, was a bit in 2 minds about it. But I have decided that it was good. I just felt like they killed everybody off. I mean, they absolutely did kill everybody off, didn't they? It was quite sad throughout, I think. But I do think it's the only way that you could have finished off Tommy Shelby's story. Like, I don't see there'd have been any other way to finish his story. I wish we'd have got to see more of Charles, Grace's son. But obviously, in the film, he's off at war, isn't he? So, But yeah, quite enjoyed it. The grey ones are hiding under here. I'm not sure how interesting this video is going to be. I think what I'll do is, once I finish this one, is go off and do some more beading and come back with the finished product and show you. Unless I do anything new, if I'm just going to do the same sort of thing on all of these, that's going to get very boring very quickly. And I don't want to bore you all to death. So I think I shall finish this one with you. I have left this paper clip very plain, intentionally, because I don't know where it's going to go in my journal yet. So I don't know if I'm going to want something big on it. I don't know if I'm just going to want to just let it dangle. I don't know. I just don't know. So I thought it would best to just leave it blank, because I haven't decided what I want to do with it being such a large paper clip. The smaller ones, they just seem to flow quite naturally. I didn't even really think about it. They just sort of happened. Whereas with this big paper clip, I just felt slightly stumped. I lacked a little inspiration, I suppose. But since I haven't even started putting things into this journal yet, I'm going to put that really big one there on. There is no rush. I have plenty of time. Well, I think I might just put a couple more on so it's not exactly the same length. It's not quite going to follow the pattern because I've no more greys out, but sounds like my daughter's letting the dog out. He isn't actually our dog. We're dog sitting. He's a lovely boy. Right, one last pearl. Do I want it to finish on a pearl? No, but I don't want it to finish on a purple either because that one's finished on a purple. Well, let's finish on one of these. Right. Can you hear my daughter downstairs? She's on call with somebody. With one of her friends. Honestly, she's more teenager than my actual teenagers. She's only 10-year-old. Right, I think I'll just trim some of those up a little bit. That's cute. Right, I shall go off camera and do some more beading and I'll be back in a little while. Right, I have completed these ones. 1, 2 and 3. I've just got these two to finish off, just got one strand left on each to do, and I thought I'd show you because I've done these two slightly different. So let's go with the button one first. And I actually think these two might be my favourite ones, you know. Right, so I've just put buttons at different points. I think this one needs to be somewhere a little bit higher up. Right. but we need to put some beads on first. Oh, come on, Callie, you could have threaded this first. Right. So I did end up just plonking all my beads into the middle to mix them up a bit, so they weren't quite so uniformed in a pattern, because although I have done that in the other ones, I just wanted something a little bit more random, and I just find that doing it this way was quite nice. Right, that's just a few on there. Let's pick a button. Can you see into my button tin? Let's have a look. We want one that's not too big. I've gone quite small on those ones. That's quite large-ish. Do we want... They're all different tones of brown. I think that one. We need to pick one quick, otherwise I'll start overthinking it. And I don't want to be rattling through that too much, so we'll just go with this one. So I'm just going to go up through one hole, down through the diagonal hole. Slide it up. And then we'll just go through a few more beads. I don't want to make this one too long. I think that'll probably do. That's what I say. Maybe just one or two more. Do a couple of pinks. Oh, okay, we won't do that pink. Let's do a lighter one. That'll do. A couple of knots on the bottom. Oh, that's miles off. That one's no good. Oh well, can slide them all down a bit, I suppose. Although that absolutely was not the intention there. That'll be fine. Let's just trim those ends. There, I think that's very cute. Yeah. There's my bee up. I like that one. Right, my last one. I've done this one different. I have left some string at the top without beads, and then I've tied a knot just at a random midpoint. And then this is my second beading needle of today. I managed to split the other one, which is actually quite easy to do, especially when your beads are... Oh, that one's blocked up. And your beads are... What word am I looking for? What am I waffling on about? Oh, this. When your beads are a bit... When it's a bit snug to get it through, I'm just using the tweezers because it just... for a better grip on. Right, I've got 3 there. Put one more pink on. No. Yes, I'll put one more pink on. And then we'll pick a paper bead. I've had a green one, just like a print one, and a pink one. So I don't want one of those big ones. I want it to be quite a small one. Maybe this, oh, run away. Maybe this darkish one, the print one. And then needle off, another couple of knots. My knots didn't sit together again. There. Right, a little trim. There. Let's move that out of the way. Ooh, don't spill them. And then, oh look, there's my split one. Completely split into the bin. Oh, where's my bin? Somebody's moved my bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Are they all in shot? 5 beaded dangles. I do love this one. I think this one's my favourite with the buttons, but I do love also this one, though, the little paper beads. I think I'm going to have to make some more paper beads. So, thank you very much for watching. And please do check out the ABC April challenge. Thank you very much.